Children, let us now start the sonnet, The Dual Being. We have already come to know the meaning of the term being, soul, consciousness, etc. Now, before going straight into the poem, the only thing that I need to tell you is that a sonnet is essentially a poem that has 14 lines. So before we go into the explanation of the poem, let us read the sonnet first. The Dual Being by Sri Aurobindo. There are two beings in my single self. A Godhead watches nature from behind, at play in front with a brilliant surface elf. A time-born creature with a human mind, tranquil and boundless like a sea or sky. The Godhead knows himself eternity's sun. Radiant in his mind and vast, his heart as free, his will is a scepter of dominion. The smaller self, by nature's passions driven, thoughtful and erring, learns his human task. All must be known, and to that greatness given, this mind and life, the mirror and the mask. As with the figure of a cymbal dance, the screened omniscient plays at ignorance. So, let us take the first 4 lines. There is a reason why I have separated the first 4 lines, the second 4 lines, and the rest of the sonnet. Let us now deal with the first 4 lines, and every line we shall read and try to understand what Sri Aurobindo has tried to portray through it. There are two beings in my single self, says the first line. Two beings, that is, the dual being. One is this body, this mortal aspect of one's existence. The body, emotions are vital and the mental. The vitals include extreme emotions like love, passion, jealousy, lust, greed, and all of that. And then there is the mind or the mental. The mind is filled with thoughts. It has hopes. It has aspirations. It has also apprehensions. It knows fear as well. The primary act of these vital and mental is to take you away from the indestructible soul. It is forcing you to analyze this mind, the world that is outside of your body. The mental being and the vital, trapped in your body, tries to take you away from devoting yourself to your soul or realizing the wondrous soul that you have. Now, this is the first being, your body, with the vital and the mental emotions. The second thing inside you is your consciousness or soul. This whole sonnet is about these two beings. One that is taking you away, and the other is your soul. So, these are the two beings in your single self. The next line says, a Godhead watches nature from behind. This nature is your body with your vital and your mental emotions. And the Godhead is your soul or your consciousness. This Godhead, you see, it just sits quietly and observes what your body is doing. It does not take any action. It does not try to rectify you. Nor, if you have done a good thing, does it applaud you. It's like a mother who has got two little children playing in the park. She sits quietly and she goes on observing the children. If they fall, she will not run and try to pick them up. She will see whether the child can stand up on its own. If the child shares the chocolate, she will not go in between the group of the children and say, "My dear, what a wonderful work have you done." So, here too, the soul shall never do anything on its own. The onus is on you, me, us, to peel off all the vices or our worldly desires and reach it. So if the child is hurt, the child will come to its mother for help. The soul, bare and naked, is very beautiful and very pure and radiant. Once you have peeled off all the vices and you are also a spotless soul, a spotless being, it is then that the soul starts guiding you. So, this Godhead or soul watches nature or your body from behind, quietly. At play in front with a brilliant surface elf. So, from staying behind, from behind the curtains, what does it quietly observe? What your body, with your vital and mental emotions, are doing. And what are they doing? They are being mischievous. They are truant. If you have read stories, you would know what are elves. They are small little creatures and they are very, very mischievous. So, these three, just like the elves, are being mischievous and creating trouble in front, while the Godhead or the soul is sitting behind, quietly watching. Then we come to the last line. A time-born creature with a human mind. Now, who is a time-born creature? Is a time-bound creature, right? Obviously a mortal. One who has a particular time of arrival, that is, its birth, and a particular time when, what do we say when we wish to convey that someone has died or passed away? We call it the departed soul. So we are the time-bound creatures and we are the humans. So we have a human mind. This human mind takes us away from realizing the soul, which is infinite. As I told you, born and reborn, the soul is there, one, existent. It is just that it is changing the body where it decides to come in and reappear till such time it is liberated through moksha. So it is the human mind that is taking us away from realizing the soul, being attracted to the material world and giving into the extreme emotions. So children, with this we come to the conclusion of the first part of the sonnet. So just to recap, it deals with the introduction of the two beings, that is, the body with its emotions, which are primarily occupied with the outer world, and is compared to the truant elf. And the second being is the soul, who watches silently what you are doing without any interference. And this, according to the poet, happens over the ages through numerous births. So I hope the first stanza is clear to you. Please read the poem and watch the link again if you cannot understand at a single go. It's absolutely okay. So take care, children. Have a nice day till we meet again. Goodbye.